Where's my hat? Down the highway or down the road. There's no highway in this city. But yeah, I guess she didn't go much down the highway. Program off. That sucks. Stay here. Well, that didn't look so good.
Alright?
Never. But I'll live.
Oh yeah?
Thank you for asking, though.
No problem. You're welcome.
Not many people would bother.
Yeah. Can you get up alright or need a hand?
Oh, we never know. But thank you for
Oh, you're welcome.
having some consideration.
Yeah.
That's rare in modern times.
Yeah, yeah. You're just gonna rest a minute?
I figure that's probably the best bet because it seems to be I'm having the episode right now, so maybe in a couple minutes the episode will be gone.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work out. Yeah, I don't like fucking being on this asphalt at all. I'll live, but thank you.
Just relaxing?
So I can do when I'm having an episode.
What kind of episode?
Well, there's controversy there. When I went to my physician, because I was temporarily blind in my left eye, he told me I had MS. I didn't trust his position because of the advice he gave me, and he told me not to rub my eye, massage my eye. So I went for a second opinion. Back then, Tovich was still working, the neurologist. He told me I had giant cell. That's all I know. But this is back in '99. I'm still walking, I'm not blind, and from what I've learned about MS, it doesn't make any sense, so I don't know what to tell you. I just know I fall on my face from time to time.
Do you hit anything when you fell, or just kind of slowly fall?
I never slowly fall, but I don't feel things like other people. I don't make big deals about them.
Did you hit your head or anything when you fell?
Probably, but I'm not worried about it. I didn't hit it enough that I feel it.
I just wanted to bring it and feel a little bit there, feel a little bit there.
I don't think I have a brain. I think I just got a lump in there and I managed to function with it. But thank you. I'm getting too much sand in my face down there.
How often do you fall then?
Whenever it decides it wants to throw me on the ground. Sometimes I go, months without having any problems, and all of a sudden I'll have a bunch of episodes in a row, and I'm falling every day. So I don't know the circumstances. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to, raise a false flag in regards to my circumstances and claim I know what I'm talking about. I don't. But my physician that diagnosed me with MS, when I was temporarily blind in my left eye, I told him I was massaging my eye with my fingertips. And he told me not to do that. I don't know how much you know about massage. I'm not an expert, but I know a little bit. And massage gets oxygen to the muscle and to the tissue.
It helps.
And it helps with the blood flow. Exactly. You know more than I do. Well, why am I telling you? Why don't you come and tell me? But if he would advise me not to rub my eye and take care of myself the only way that I can, would you trust that person?
I want a little bit more testing done.
That's why I went for the second opinion with Tovich. The first neurologist was Semler. He just sat on his laptop behind his desk and discussed the symptoms of MS and didn't give me any examination or any real information. So he just took my physician's diagnosis and went with that. That's why I went to Tovich for the second opinion. I was functioning better yesterday, but the rain interfered with me coming down here, so otherwise I would have already done this yesterday. And we could have sat in the rain and talked about this. Or were you working yesterday?
I was working yesterday.
How did yesterday work out for you?
Oh, it was wet.
It was. I had to stop driving because I couldn't even see. I come in from Lakefield, so I got to experience the whole thing for like 20 minutes. Then I had to go to the bank. I got soaked just going from the car to the bank to go to the bank machine. And then I thought with the animals here and all the stuff going on and the water flow that I saw flowing, I thought it's going to get messy down here, so I thought it better not to come at all.
Yep.
I'm glad I ran into you. At least you'll tell me the truth. Everybody else, you know, the business aspect, they'll tell you, oh no, you should have come. Everything's always perfect. They don't want to interfere with their money.
No, I get paid the same whether one person shows up or a million people show up, so.
I'm glad I ran into you because you're brutally honest and they don't like that. Are you from Peterborough?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I'm not used to that honesty around here. Everybody's a bunch of fucking liars.
One, go ahead.
The radio's just made an alarm sound. Do you want to explain to us why?
Button must have got hit.
10 minutes?
Button must have got hit on it.
10-4.
How you feeling?
I don't know yet. I'll have to try and stand up again and then I'll tell you. That's when I find out if I'm really wobbly. I felt it as I was walking from the gate right there to here. All of a sudden I started feeling like I was walking down a hill. And that's where I ended up here. And I thought, well, I'm not going to push it if that's where I'm at right now. It'll be different in a couple minutes. I'll wait until then. You know, I finally got myself back on my feet, and obviously you've seen where I ended up.
You okay?
I'm never okay.
Okay, that's fine. Are you a cowboy or no?
I'm just a mouthy Canadian.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Those are good. Those are the good ones. You got anxiety? I have anxiety disorder now.
Oh,
I'm having.
what's that like?
Exactly. You never know it. It's fight or flight. It's like your whole body goes into survival mode, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's if and then your body's trying to figure out if it's going to fight or run to you. Yeah, it's.
So you want to do a lot of running?
It's a disorder for. It doesn't show up at the right moment. It sort of shows up when you don't want it to.
I know what you're talking about there.
Really? I've had it all night, actually.
My physician told me I have MS. I went for a second opinion, and the neurologist told me I have giant cell.
Who?
Giant cell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I don't know which I actually have, except the diagnosis was in '99, and I don't have all the symptoms of MS. So.
Huh. Right on. That's good.
But I get to have all the fun
Yeah.
of whichever one I got.
Yeah. What's fun about it?
He watched me fall on my head. That's why he's sitting here doing his job.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So he should get credit for being a nice person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He's honest too.
Yeah.
I'm not used to running that in Peterborough.
Yeah, I hear you. I know what you mean there.
See, I told you.
I know what you mean there.
There's no argument in him. He knows the truth.
Yep.
I don't know who told him.
I figured it out for myself. He just keeps bringing it up here.
Oh.
So make sure he stays on his feet this time.
Why can't you hold them up?
I wanted one on each side just in case he decides he's going to go back down again.
I got toes. I think I got. Well, no, maybe not. Let me think about it. Let's go over here and sit back down. Then at least I won't be getting run over and you don't have to worry about me. I was only trying to get to there once I noticed you had benches.
Yep. How long have you been here for?
I haven't even made it in yet.
No?
I made it out of the car and I made it down the walk and I was thinking, well, they should have a shuttle. And then I started getting worse. So I really decided that there should be a shuttle.
Yeah, no, I've never seen them have something like that here. They just got a couple golf carts that they got guys going around changing like garbage bags and stuff with.
Could I have got them to get me? Could I have gotten them to call me one of the guys with the golf carts?
I don't even think they have radios.
Oh.
I think they just kind of tour around and change out the garbage bags every now and again. I think I only saw them about 4 or 5 times yesterday driving around.
I haven't been here in ages. It's changed a lot.
Yep.
That's why I thought I'd come and check it out. And you know, the socialization would do me some mental goodness. But the falling on my head doesn't do me all that mental goodness.
No.
After I walked all the way down here, I thought, would I have been allowed to drive down here and park?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But I thought about...
Don't tell us anything.
Well, I thought they're not going to treat me special, and this must be for a particular purpose, so I probably have to park where everybody else is.
Yeah, no, yesterday they just had like the cattle trailers and stuff in here yesterday, so. But they're just doing dairy cows today, so they got a lot less trucks here. Don't really know what they're doing this long today.
The guy that
on the other side, so.
The guy that charged me the money, he was really friendly and really nice. He told me to check out the rodeo.
Rodeo, I think they got that going on at 7.
Yeah, he said it was tonight.
Got that going on tonight at 7 o'clock is when the rodeo starts.
I never checked it out. I've never seen it at all. I think it's always been a part of the acts.
Well, I think it has been for the past couple of years.
It wasn't here 20 years ago?
I don't know, until I started working here, I didn't really come too much because it got really small. And I didn't see too much point in paying to come to a small little one. I could go pay the same amount and go to one of the bigger ones, so.
We didn't pay. We used to hop the fence over there.
Apparently, they've had a lot of people doing that today.
They're still doing it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't think it would be happening. I thought there would be too much security. They wouldn't be getting away with it at all.
Well, I don't know how much they're getting away with it. I know security's been happening.
Oh.
Hold on one second. I got to find this. Where it is. Looking for a debit machine.
Like ATM?
Yeah.
If you go into this building right here,
Yeah.
just kind of on the north side of the building,
Yeah.
there's a door, and the ATM just in there with the pop machine and stuff.
Okay.
Gotta have the access to the money for the drinkers in case they want to drink more beer.
Yep. Yeah, I know that was lots of fun last year.
How many years you been doing this?
I've been here for 2 years. This is my 2nd year here.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Crestwood.
Huh? Your family's got a bit of money?
No.
Huh. How'd you fit in there then?
Crestwood, just on the other side of Peterborough.
No, I mean the other kids, because from most of the population that I knew at Crestwood, they...
Just 1 second.
Yep.
Edgerton. Well, I'm just at the X-ray now. Yeah, I know, I'll be back up in Coburg tonight. I don't know how late you guys stay up. Okay. Alright, sounds good.
Because of Cherry Hill and then the larger property farms on the outskirts of town, you had a lot of money that went to Crestwood.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but a good chunk of the school was, you know, populated by rich little kids.
I was on the white trash side.
I knew a few of those. I hung around with them.
Yeah, Edgerton.
I went to Lakefield originally, then I went to Kenner. Then I got thrown out of Kenner because my principal from Lakefield had gone to Kenner. So I didn't get away from my past. Then I ended up going to PCVS. I went to Tass for summer school. And then I hung out with Adam Scott and Crestwood. So there wasn't much of the school system that I didn't know. I fought with St. Peter's. I didn't like them Catholic kids. I found out that acupuncture may be able to help me, but I got to pay for all the sessions, and I've only been for one so far, which obviously didn't help. It may have provoked things, but you know, sometimes you have to go through things for things to get better.
Yep. I've no idea about acupuncture.
It sounds like a lot of fun. I didn't even know they were there, and they were right in the front of the mall where the theater is. They're just up from it, north of it a little bit. And I didn't even know they were there. Apparently they've been there for 20 years, and I thought, holy jeez, I'm really stupid.
Yeah.
How many times have I walked by them and I didn't know they were there?
I've probably done the same thing.
Yeah, how much do we drive by all the time and not notice? So is this a good job?
Oh, it's a boring job.
But most of them are anyways.
Well, generally what we do is we sit around all day twiddling our thumbs, and occasionally we put a band-aid on boo-boo.
So there's not a lot of action?
It all depends. I've had some days where I just have been sitting there, just boom, 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 one person right after another that I'm treating. And other days I've went for 12-hour shifts, sat there and twiddled my thumbs and did absolutely nothing the entire time I was there. So it's hit and miss. More often than not, we're not really doing a whole lot. Usually just somebody will fall or something and get a scrape on their knee or on their arm or something like that, so.
I have a lot of memories here. Back in the day, basically this was, probably a place for everybody to meet up and fight because they wouldn't run into each other anywhere else.
Yep.
I had a episode one time with a fellow named Scott Balger at the Festival of Lights, and all my friends had scooted off ahead. It had just ended. And I was walking by myself, and all of a sudden I heard yelling. I ignored it for a little bit, kept walking, and then the yelling kept going, and the yelling kept going, and the yelling kept going. So finally I turned around, and there's 3 males, and they're probably half drunk, and they're being all cocky and mouthy. And I just said to them, I said, today's not a good idea to do that. They didn't listen. So, I told them to shut up, and they got mouthier. Well, that was all it took. I was over in their face in, the next 2 seconds. After hitting the first 2, knocking them on their heads, I'd calmed down enough that I only picked up the 3rd guy and threw him in the little lake. So Scott got all mouthy and told me I was going to be seeing his brother, Rodney Hadwin. Do you remember the fellow that was stabbed on the tracks a couple of years ago? By the Tim Hortons.
Oh yeah.
That's Rodney. Well, that was Rodney. I showed up to the X after that, and I was standing right just inside the entrance when, the first row starts. They used to have the cotton candy machine there, like the cotton candy booth and all the other stuff. Well, I was right behind it, in front of the display, whatever you want to call them that were there, the booths that were there.
Yeah.
And this flaming redhead walks up to me right in my face and says, I heard a story. And he tells me this wild fantasy. And I said, well, guess what? I got a story for you. So I told him what happened. Rod shook my hand and said it was a pleasure to meet you. And from that point on, we were the best of friends. But his devious little brother, and stepbrother basically, had completely lied to him to try and get him to do something in regard to, and I told him, I said, you realize that I knocked the fuck out of 3 idiots, and you now need to stand up for them. He had no respect for them after that. But he looked at me and he said, well, that's completely contrary to what I was told. Back then he used to live up by Adam Scott. His other last name was Tippett.
Oh, no, that name I know.
Rodney Tippett?
No, not Rodney.
His father used to own the White House. His father's the one that bought the White House and gave it back the name, the White House. Because it used to be the White House when Mr. Hammett owned it. That's where he sold his coke. That's why it was called the White House, because it was advertising. He was letting people know where to go. And then suddenly, it hasn't had the name for like 15 years, and Hadwin buys it, and he decides to rename it that. I just thought that was stupid. Or at least we know what he's doing.
Oh, in this town, it wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me either. But I don't honestly know. But I don't worry about any of that stuff. Al Pammett was Bob Pammett was a client of my father's, and Al Pammett's on my Facebook friends list, so I really don't care what, people say about other people. I like good people. And, good people do certain things that society doesn't like, but meanwhile, they're not hurting anybody. Well, nowadays they would be, cocaine's killing everybody. It never used to, though. Maybe we need to go back to having him sell it. Well, I was always told that he used to go down to Miami. He'd make the trips down to Miami. I don't know the truth. I never asked anybody. It was just what I heard. He would go down and pick it up himself and bring it back. And I don't know how he did it or any of that stuff. But that's what I was told. And it used to be good stuff. I'm not particularly interested in cocaine. I don't mind it. It's fun to get the, energy level and that kind of stuff, but it's not a habit.
Well, never tried it.
Well, just think your energy level goes up and you don't get tired. Acid's a little more, but it's basically the same thing. I really liked acid. I can't say I didn't.
How are you feeling now?
Not too bad. I came out for socialization, so it's good you gave me some socialization.
Yep.
It's good for my mental state to socialize. So I thought this would be the best socialization I would get if I can manage to make it.
You managed to get over to the people.
Are there people? I haven't seen a lot yet.
Oh, it's still early. They just opened up 20 minutes ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had a special needs day this morning from 9 to 1, so.
Oh? I didn't know. I thought it would be open all day. I thought I was going to show up afternoon because the sun would be over there then, and I'd be in the buildings on that side. But they were saying it was going to be clearer than this and warmer.
Yeah. All my people keep talking about rain. I keep checking the radar though, and I'm not seeing it.
We're not supposed to get rain, but it looks a little dark right there. But that's not going to be much of a storm. It'll be gone in a minute.
No, not like yesterday.
That was crazy.
Oh, we were sitting just hiding in the back of the ambulance when that came down yesterday. Holy jeez.
What was it like down here then? What'd you get?
Oh, just torrential downpour.
So did you have rivers flowing?
I was waiting for people to start canoeing up the road there past the gate.
So it was the same here. I was up on Chemong, and you know the Tim Hortons there?
Yeah.
It was flowing right across the front of it, like coming around the side of it, coming across the front, and then going right down that laneway right into the road, and then you had the freaking river going down the road.
Yeah. Chemong usually gets pretty bad.
Well, it did. I didn't know, it could be spotty, so I wasn't sure everywhere got it the same. Should have gone fishing.
You don't get as much socialization that way.
I don't like most people anyways. You're a rare occurrence, and I don't know where to usually find you. Well, those other two people, they were a rare occurrence too. Most people don't give a shit. They just walk by and ignore you. Not my problem. They always turn a blind eye or allow the neighbor to kick the dog or whatever.
Well, that's why I got into this line of work.
In regards to what?
Yeah, I always watch people just walk past people who are needing help, and I just
So you're one of those people that actually care.
Yeah, I don't like people needing help and not getting help.
There's too much of that. My philosophy is if everybody opened their mouth about what they know that's going on that shouldn't be, the whole world would change overnight. But everybody keeps their mouth shut.
Yep.
You know, they walk away, they turn their heads, and nothing ever changes.
It's just to start drama.
Hmm?
They open their mouths, but it's just to start drama. Just to go stir the pot.
Yeah, well, there is that aspect as well. All them dramatists that would rather do their drugs and, you know, have you look over there. Don't look at me, look over there. There's the problem. There's the problem. Yeah, don't look at me.
Yeah, I've had a few people come through my life where they were just filled with drama, and no, I don't deal with drama.
I'm not too popular with a lot of people that I used to associate with, but back in 2012 I decided prior to 2012 I lost a friend to the Oxycontins, whatever you call that damn name. And I ignored pharmaceuticals up until that point. Then I'm going around and I'm asking everybody, well, what's an 80? And basically they finally said, well, they broke it down to, well, it's basically 15 or 16 perks in one, in a slow time release formula. And I'm like, oh. And Glenn took 15 or 16 of those. Have you ever been to the Red Dog?
I've been past it.
Oh, you've never been inside?
No, I don't do bars.
I don't either. But Shay's pretty unmistakable. If you go into the left-hand part, that's that little strip, he's usually, well, he used to be, I haven't been in there, but he used to be the bartender that was behind the bar. And he's mulatto, so you would have recognized him. You know, you wouldn't know who I was talking about. That's Glenn's brother. And he got mad at everybody. You know, he blamed everybody that was involved with the pills.
Yeah.
The thing that he tried to do, he tried to blame Jason Wood, but trying to blame Jason Wood was mad at Glenn, and they weren't even talking, and it was his girlfriend that dealt with him. That's who he got the pills from. And meanwhile, Shay's trying to get mad at Jason about it, and Jason had nothing to do with it. Other than, you know, technically he's the one that they did come from, but he wasn't involved. He wasn't even talking to him, so. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stupidity in this town. I'm very aware of it. I'm too aware of it. But anyways, the whole reason I'm telling you that bullshit is because of that bullshit. I decided to open my mouth in front of everybody in 2012, right on Facebook. And I mouthed off about those damn pills and about a bunch of people that I knew that were doing them. And I was telling them I'm not being quiet about it. So they weren't happy. But what people don't know is the sister of who I mouthed off about, she was the one bringing them into Peterborough. So I was, you know, hitting a little harder than people realize. Because I was hitting, you know, this far off of where they were coming from. I don't know, whatever it was, 15 years ago or something, there was that big bust in Oshawa. That shut us down in Peterborough. So, you know, I knew the circumstances were a little dire than we realized.
Well, now we're into such a thing. You got so many different things coming from so many different places.
Yeah, and they're now saying we're up to 22 deaths.
Oh, I think we're at 33 now.
Oh, no way.
For this year.
Well, I was hoping we were at the 22, but you're the bearer of good tidings.
Yeah, that's, and I think we're at 116 overdoses so far this year.
Ouch. Are the overdoses the fentanyl?
There's fentanyl, purple heroin.
But that's fentanyl as well.
It's got fentanyl in it,
Oh,
but it's mixed with other stuff too.
okay. I only think of that as fentanyl. I didn't realize there was other things involved. You don't need the other things involved. The fentanyl will kill you anyways.
Yep.
Is it cut with cheaper stuff? Is that what it is?
Well, it's just that they like mix it up with other drugs and stuff, and there's different combination ratios and stuff. I'm not sure if they've actually. I haven't talked to anybody in a little bit. I'm not sure if they've actually broken down what the main compounds in it are yet.
Yep.
But it's some nasty stuff.
They always rate those fentanyl overdoses off as overdoses. Meanwhile, isn't it murder?
That's a really fuzzy one, because in order for it to be murder, it would have to be intentional. But if the person buys the drugs and then takes them themselves, if it was like you gave somebody a couple grams of pot and you loaded it up with fentanyl and they smoked that and overdosed on fentanyl that way, that could probably be more considered if the person thought they were just buying pot, so they didn't even know the risk associated in it. But if, I mean, you're buying fentanyl, you kind of should be a little more aware. If you're asking around for the stuff, you should be a little more aware of what your consequences are for using it.
Well, Dennis Lawson died a year ago and they wrote it off as an overdose. And I figured that it was a cover-up because knowing Dennis's habits, he probably did cocaine that had fentanyl in it.
Well, then, but the problem is having to prove that he didn't buy it as coke with fentanyl in it. Then you got to find the same chemical makeup of that with the dealer in order to prove that it came from that dealer. And
then it becomes manslaughter, though.
yeah. But no, that one is tricky.
It is. But I'm sick of them saying that it's an overdose. Well, meanwhile, what about the murder factor?
I think the biggest thing is they're not really doing anything about the dealers.
That too. And how the hell is it getting in here? If they're saying it's coming from China, well, I have friends like Michelle Hatfield used to live in Peterborough. She went to Adam Scott. And she moved to Texas because she wanted to become a nurse. And she wanted to get her training. She stayed. She married an intern, and I think they're divorced now, but I think he was an anesthesiast. She's saying that they're saturated with the fentanyl coming in from China, down in Texas. So I figure our problem's probably coming from the same location, but I don't know how certain she is on the details.
Yeah, well, I know they got it coming in from a bunch of different areas. I know, like, there's some place in Canada where it's coming from. There's China. I think there's some coming in from Mexico.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Is it that the cocaine has a higher value than the synthetic, so they're cutting the higher value cocaine with the cheaper synthetic?
Well, that's the thing with fentanyl. That's how a lot of the overdoses from fentanyl happen. Is because fentanyl, you don't really get people walking around just buying fentanyl because it is so potent. So there's not really too much of a demand for it. So it's really cheap. So it's cheaper to cut that than with more expensive stuff.
Well, that damn Oxycontin, it's worth more by weight than cocaine is. Last I heard, those 80s were going for $40 a pill. And you know, the pill's only about that big.
Yep.
So when you crush that up, how much does that weigh? About you know, a fifth of a gram or something?
I don't even know if it'd be that much.
Okay, that's what I think anyways. So $40 for a fifth or whatever, sixth of a gram of cocaine? No, cocaine was going for about $100 a gram. So then fentanyl, Oxycontin is killing it for value. When I was working with Parsons, he was lying to me. But finally he opened his mouth and he said he was spending $1,000 a week on those fucking pills. He was doing framing. He ran the framing business. He owned the framing business, so he was getting the profit. He was just paying the employees. I helped him finish the house, and he said after he was done paying everybody, he'd have $15,000 profit. You know that new subdivision that they were building? I don't know if the work's still going on there. Up past Tass, after the golf course.
Oh yeah.
Up in there.
Yeah, I've been up there.
The big one, if you go up to the, well, back then, if you went up as far as you could on the left, there was a little creek coming out, and there was a big house right there. That was the one that we were building. I didn't know that was there back in the day. Yeah, Parsons is one of the people that I mouthed off about when I mouthed off in 2012. He got very mad.
Do you want to try getting up again?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm feeling better now. Not too bad.
Portable 11 to portable 1.
The whole thing that's throwing me off is I brought all this junk, right? Thank you, sir.
No problem.
I'll see if I can make it as far as one of those benches.
Right there.
Ah,
if you have
thank
any more
you.
issues, you need a hand, just give me a call there.
Okay.
That's our emergency number. Alright.
Pleasure to meet you. The name's Ty.
Mike.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Well, sure, have a good day, Brandon. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. You as well. And may it stay very unstressful for you.
Well, hopefully you can stay on your feet. And then you can have a less stressful day too.
I'm not making you any promises. But I'm doing okay so far, so we're probably pretty good.
minutes? No, we'll do it for 5. Yeah, no problem. Come when they're ready. Can we get the drinks now, please? They can get drinks right now. Yeah. And the fries are going to be ready now. Oh, good. Can I get one of these to see if it's normal? Yeah. Thanks, man. Hello.
Oh, medium fries, please.
Medium fry?
Please.
Yeah, that's $6, please.
Can you make them a little extra crispy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Extra crispy.
Order already? Okay. Alright. Wait. Are these fries crispy enough?
Sounds good. I don't want to be difficult.
So you already ordered? Okay, just give me 1 second.
I was getting out of their way so that they could access.
The order window's here.
Sorry, but she's on that thing and I wasn't sure about...
Okay, well, I can do it here. Yeah. Two Coke. Pardon? 2 cans of Coke. 2 cans of Coke? $4, please.
I didn't mean to create problems, sorry.
There are your fries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll come sting you again, okay? One of those? Alright, one diet Pepsi. Or Coke. That's $2. And $3.
minute to see what's in here? Popcorn. Popcorn.
I've only been here 5 minutes and I haven't seen anybody, so I can't tell you.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to pretend to be a know-it-all.
No. It's okay.
No worries. I'm just letting you know I have no clue.
Thank you.
Daddy, what?
They probably know in the booth, in the hut right there.
Maybe she was up.
Yeah. That will hurt him.
Guys, you guys on the way?
I think we should do something like that.
The wall. Okay. What do you guys want to eat? Hot dog? Hot dog?
Hello.
Pepsi? $2, please.
Oh, I gave you the wrong one. No worries, it's your tip anyways.
I like it. The other one back?
No, that's your tip.
Okay, thank you. There you go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, you too.
No.
I've been going through this since '99. It's not going to change overnight. But thank you. I was laying on my back over there a little while ago, and now I'm upright, so I guess I'm doing pretty good.
Ah, that's good. Taking pictures?
Trying to, but the weather doesn't want me to.
Yeah, I know, eh?
I avoided yesterday because I couldn't even see to drive in it, and I thought, I'm not going down to this and that.
Yeah.
Were you here yesterday?
Yeah, and it poured. And I was here the day they started opening.
Oh.
And it poured.
You hang out here then?
For now, until Sunday. And then I'll help tear down the rides.
Oh, you're a carny?
No, not yet. But I'm thinking of it. Traveling.
I met a bunch of people because they were carnies over my lifetime. You know the fellow with the, I don't know if Jamie still has Wheeze tattoos on his lawn down there. But I met him in the carnival here. He was running the booth right over there. It used to be different back then.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good one. He was here about an hour ago looking for you.
Sorry?
That fellow and his kids, he was here about an hour ago looking for you. Yeah, I did. Very cool.
Oh, Daddy, there's a dragon.
I'm just taking pictures of everybody.
Could you turn the camera another way? Yeah, because I don't feel comfortable. I can see it flashing.
Alright. Hey. Let's see your photos, please.
Sure.
You recording this?
What do you mean?
Are you recording this, or is it just an active view?
Oh, you mean is this recording?
Yes.
No, this is me. When you push this,
Yes. Okay, I understand.
it takes the picture.
Yeah, I need to see
That's how I'm
see your gallery, please.
I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I gotta go this way. Oops. Then I gotta go this way.
You've been asked not to take pictures.
She asked me to turn it that way.
Yeah, I understand that. But you've been asked not to take pictures
That isn't what I was asked.
of these people, correct?
She just asked me to turn the camera. So I turned the camera.
Right. So I'm giving you a warning now. If you hear about
Give me a warning about what?
I'm giving you a warning about bothering people with your camera. They're asking you. I understand that you have a right to take pictures, but this is also public area, okay? So,
Are you allowed to take pictures in a public area? Are you being ridiculous right now?
All right, let's go then. Let's go. I'm trying
Where
to be
are we
nice.
going?
You know, you're being a dick. Let's go.
What's your name?
Josh,
Josh what?
I ain't giving you my full name, bro. Let's go.
Okay.
Was trying to be polite and just give you a warning, and now you're being a dick.
I was trying to be polite. Here, talk to that guy. He can clue you in a little bit about what you're dealing with right now and who you're being rude to and why I'm sitting here. Because he helped me while I was laying on the ground over there. So he knows a little bit more than you do about what you're dealing with right now and who you're being rude to. But that's okay. Keep it up. Keep being a dick. And we'll have a good time about it when I call your superiors. And tell them, oh, Josh was an asshole. You know when somebody has a physical disability, what they classify as? And when you're rude to them, how it comes back on you?
What does it have to do with your disability? I wasn't even aware that you had a disability.
Exactly. Did you ask me what I was doing and why I was sitting here instead of walking around taking pictures of the whole place? No, he decided to be a dick because somebody decided to come.
Pack your shit up. Let's go.
I'm trying to, but I'm also trying to educate you about how much of a moron you're being and how abusive and rude you're being. But you're allowed to treat whoever you want, however you want. Which everybody's finding out is very abusive to somebody that has a disability.
Come on, put your stuff away. Let's go.
What do you think I'm doing?
Taking your time. That's what you're doing. Let's go.
Does it say somewhere that
Look, I'm not going to argue with you. Please face back up your
You're sitting here acting like an idiot arguing with me as I'm trying to educate you about what you're dealing with.
Education, and if you want to
You don't need any education.
off the property. Let's go.
Pardon?
If you want to educate me, you can do it while we're on our way to the edge of the property.
Oh, is that what we're on our way to?
Yep. I'm going to walk you off property, bro.
Are ya?
Yep.
that card go?
I kept it. You want it back?
Yes. It was given to me for a reason, not you. Why would I give you my stuff?
I don't need your stuff. I just need you to come.
Well, you kept it.
You gave me the card. You asked for it back, I gave it back to you.
I'm just analyzing your limited mentality. Maybe, but we'll find out when I get to that point. I have a bunch of circumstances to deal with before I get to that point. And I don't let anxiety rule my life anymore. And I realize you have control issues, but you can keep them to yourself.
I'm asking you if you need help standing. All I'm asking.
You didn't ask anything. You just came over here demanding stuff, and then you resorted to your control and telling me I'm kicked off the property.
Come on, let's go.
Exactly. Now we're back to your control again.
Probably need to stand up and fuck that on, bro.
You're right.
Alright. Steady on. We're gonna take a walk. You wanna bring your food? Thank you. Alright, let's go. Over on the street, sir, that's it.
No?
I will grab you and pull you if I have to.
Go ahead and see what happens to you. Do you know what you're doing?
I'm
Not at all.
property, most efficiently I can. So, come out onto the road so we can walk over to the exit.
Listen, moron. Do I have a vehicle that I have to go get and you're interfering with it and you're telling me you're going to physically keep my property? Did you ask? Now I'm informing you?
Okay, so let's go to your car.
Did your control issues work out for you?
Where's your
Are
car?
all these people hearing how much of a moron you are?
Where's your car?
Where would a car be?
I don't know. It could be
You don't know.
there.
I thought you knew everything. You were telling me I was going off the property without finding out I had a car.
As far as I know, you didn't. I didn't see any keys on you. Where's your keys? All right, let's go to your car. understand something, okay? Your behavior is why I'm walking you off property. All I was going to ask you to do was to pack up your camera. You could have stayed, you could have hung out, could have had a bit more to eat, could have taken a ride, could have stuck out for the rodeo, could have taken used your camera to take pictures at the rodeo. That's all I was going to ask you to do. Instead, you started cussing me out and swearing.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You started being a control freak idiot.
I'm not a control freak
idiot. Yes, you are.
I'm doing my job, okay?
What's your job description? Can you even read it?
Okay.
Guess what?
You're going to go now. What I was going to say was if you put your camera in your truck or your car, you can come back on property. Now you're being even ruder to me. So now I'm going to tell you I want you to
now I get to see the rest of your control issues. Guess what?
Doing my job.
See this right here? It recorded everything.
That's fine.
So everything you said and all the lies you're trying to feed me right now will be published to your boss.
That's fine.
It'll be on YouTube in a couple hours.
Okay.
And I'll say, have fun at the Peterborough X as the title.
Okay.
This is what happens to you when you got an MS.
Now or after you post me without my permission?
Go ahead. You have no control in that regard. Every time you walk down the street or go to a donut shop or a restaurant, you're on camera. Do they ask you if they have the right to post you or record you? Don't feed me the lies. Don't feed me the lies.
I'm not feeding you anything.
You're feeding me lies and you're trying to give me the bullshit hustle. Cops try that with a lot of people, but guess what? I know more about the law than the cops do.
Okay.
My old man was a lawyer in town here.
Fair enough. Okay. You're probably.
I've told them all off
on my info. So okay, fair enough.
I used to leave and stand at the side of the road reading their little black book because they absolutely knew nothing about what they were saying.
I'm not. This is not the issue, okay? The issue is that I was going to ask you something simple, and you were rude to me, and now I'm slowly escalating the situation, okay?
And you think that you were friendly and nice to begin with?
I wasn't trying to be friendly or nice, just simply professional. I asked you to see your photos because this lady was concerned.
Did I argue with you about showing you them?
And you didn't. So then I gave you back your thing, and I was going to ask you to start taking photos in that area. I was going to ask you to move, and then you started getting upset with me.
Why was I sitting in that area? I explained that to you. Otherwise, I would have been walking around.
You just got mad at me, and then you started calling me names.
No, you were. What names did I call you? Exactly. You're trying to fabricate something that doesn't exist.
All right, you're right. You didn't call me names. You just insulted me. You insulted my intelligence. So.
Were you functioning like a smart person?
As far as I know, I am always functioning as a fairly smart person.
Okay. And what is my intelligence level?
I don't know.
So did I see you as a smart person? So did I describe you as I saw you? And was I wrong in that because that's my perspective? And was I wrong to inform you of how you look to me?
All right, look. This could have been avoided if you had not gotten upset with me. If you had just
this is better.
Followed what I had asked.
Can we sit down? Because I can't stand. That's why I was sitting there instead of walking around.
Yes, and I understand that you are having trouble walking and moving. There are other places you could have set up away from small kids and children and moms. You caused distress. That's why I came over. That's why I looked at your camera photos, which were fine, if unnecessarily pointed in certain areas. So, fine, whatever. I would have asked you just to move. I would have asked you to go over, sit on the bleachers. You can take pictures of the people in the rodeo. You can take pictures of the super dogs. You could have gone over to the Midway and taken pictures of people walking around on the Midway, whatever. Instead, you got upset with me. And you started being rude and insulting my intelligence. Now, whether or not your intelligence level is higher than mine is beside the point. Okay? So, sit here, take a break, go back to your car. If you leave your cameras and shit in the car, you can come back into the rodeo, okay?
I came to socialize and take pictures.
I understand that. But people don't want to have you taking their pictures. They asked you not to. I understand that you adhered to that, but you were still sitting there and you were still using your camera, and that's what the problem was.
I transferred the camera from the other side of the telephone pole to that side because they came to do the faces.
Yes. And
They finally showed up. So I was wanting to capture that. And that was the purpose that I set up that way.
And unfortunately, they did not want that, and so they came and complained to me. So now I have to act on that statement. Now, I understand that you didn't mean anything bad about it, and I'm not kicking you out because of that. The reason I'm upset, the reason that we're here, is because you insulted me, rude to me when I was trying to communicate what I needed you to do. You didn't let me communicate until now. Okay? So, if you go put your camera away, you can come back onto the property and you can spend the whole day here, and you can come back tomorrow with your camera. Alright? Just don't set up near the face painting. Alright? Find a place that's too generic, and then they can't say anything, and you just point it in a general direction of everybody. Okay? You can grab a chair out of the beer tent. Pop a squat next to a tree somewhere. That's all I ask, okay?
I was looking for where they said you eat, but I think it's in the tent. Otherwise, I would have set up at a table there, and on that side.
I don't want you to sit in the tent, because again, that's...
It is a tent, is it? So I can't take pictures of the outside?
You can take pictures of the outside. I don't want you to...
No, I mean I wouldn't be able to set it up on the table and just sit there and eat food and drink it and take pictures from there.
No, you would need to go outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And don't set up right next to the face painting. If you want to set up across the way, take pictures of the whole strip, then you can honestly say, and without them being able to protest, that you're taking pictures of the whole strip. But from where you were sitting, it looks like you're just there to take pictures of the kids, and that's what looked bad, and that's what made them pissed off, right? So I don't want you getting in trouble and them calling the cops because they think you're some crazy, creepy dude. Right?
Well, they can call the cops.
Well, I don't want them calling the cops because I'm the one who has to deal with that, right?
No, I'll deal with the cops.
Okay.
And as soon as they punch up my name, they're going to go, nice to see you again, Ty.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'm good. I'm glad that you're good with the cops. I'm glad that this is settled, right? I've told you what I need you to do for today. You come back tomorrow. We'll start fresh, all right? Okay?
I showed you that fellow's card.
Yeah.
You obviously probably know him.
Yeah.
You can ask him. I have his card because he was picking me up off of my back on the ground.
Okay.
So that was why I was being stationary. And that location is ideal because after 12 o'clock, where's the sun? 12:05, 12:10, 12:15.
Right.
That's why I picked that location. So I'm sharing this with you so you can tell them later who they were rude to and why I picked that location.
Okay.
And that was the only reason.
Yeah, and the only reason we're over here is because instead of letting me communicate what my problem was, you just started insulting my intelligence and getting upset. Right?
Were you being communicative or were you being hostile?
I
and
never
telling me
got
I was
a
leaving.
chance to communicate with you beyond asking to see your pictures. I was trying to tell you that people were protesting your presence, and I was going to ask you to move. That's all I was going to ask you to do. Okay?
Well, you weren't being very friendly. You told me to get up and you told me to hurry to get up, and I was leaving.
That happened after you started insulting my intelligence and getting upset with me. Okay?
I insulted your conduct first because you weren't being very hospitable and very friendly. And your position is to be friendly, and the X is for everyone. And you made it that it wasn't for me.
No, I did not. I came over. I told you that you couldn't be paid, that people were protesting you taking pictures, that they had a problem with you taking their pictures. And then, as I was about to say, so I need you to move either across the way or grab a chair and move a few more feet to the other side of the door, closer to the Lions Club, which is what I was going to ask you to do, so that you would still be in the shade and you would have a spot to sit.
Where's the Lions Club?
It's that yellow trailer that was just like 20 feet from where you were sitting.
I didn't see it.
On the other side of the door, next to that building.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, so I would have asked you to move over to their side of the door, so you would be far enough away that they wouldn't feel uncomfortable, and you would still be able to take your pictures and still be able to hang out. Instead, you got upset with me. You started to insult my intelligence and made various other unkind remarks about me, and I got upset, and so now we're here. Okay?
Sure.
Now we understand each other?
Yep.
All right. So, like I said, if you want to come back into the
Not
thing,
today.
Not today? Fine.
Well, how many times do we get our picture taken in a day?
It's not about that.
I'm not telling you anything about that in that regard. I'm not arguing with that.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for somebody to single me out and target me, what does that tell you about society?
That you are an unfortunate individual who set off the wrong feelings. And I understand that. And that's not why we're here, okay? We're here because you got upset when I was trying to explain myself, and I didn't want to have to deal with that with a bunch of kids standing around, right? So
That's
we couldn't
proper.
have this conversation with the families there, right?
That's proper.
Right. So, you're done for the day. That's what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I'm going to stumble that way eventually.
Feel free to come back next time tomorrow. If you want to bring your camera, that's fine. Just don't set up where you were. Set up over by the Midway parking.
Well, you know, I got that special facial net recognition software that labels it and identifies the kids for me, right?
Okay. Well, now you're just being creepy.
No, I'm being silly. Of course I don't have that. And they're being freaking paranoid.
I understand that. That's not the issue here, okay? Like I said, the issue we're here is because of your behavior, not because of what they said. I was going to ask you to move because of what they said. We're here because of the way you behaved towards me, okay? That's what we're here for. You're welcome to come back tomorrow. You got your wristband. You can bring your camera if you want. All I ask is that you don't set up next to face painting. You don't, and if the ladies ask you, protest you taking their pictures, move at least 100 feet away from them so that they feel like you actually acknowledge their requests.
The lady
They probably didn't even notice. Horse barn.
The lady that was sitting in the chair doing the painting?
No, it was somebody else.
No, I'm not saying anything about that.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything until probably the lady that you're talking about said something.
Right.
And then she turned and she said, "Can you turn the camera?" And so I turned the camera at that point in time.
Unfortunately, the mothers aren't paying attention to what you were doing, and I appreciate that you were trying to adhere to what was requested, and then rather than approaching you, which they should have done, they came to me and made it sound even worse. Again, we're here because of the way you behaved towards me, not because of what they asked me to do. Because if you had just hung out for a few more minutes, we wouldn't be having this conversation, and you'd be sitting across the street taking pictures. Does that make sense?
You saying that is very valid.
Okay.
But if you had have been more inquisitive in the first place instead of hostile at me because of what some lady came and said to you and misinformed you to incite the situation, what would have happened?
Who knows?
Exactly.
All right.
So there's no sense sitting here pointing fingers.
You made a mistake, they made a mistake, and now we're here, right? Sorry to ruin your day.
No worries.
Right?
I don't want to hang around with people like that.
Okay.
And as you can see, I have circumstances that I don't need the stress. So why would I want to hang out with that?
Fair enough.
And why would I want to sit here and deal with that kind of stuff?
I highly recommend, though, if you're bored tomorrow, come by and hang out here, because they got the heavy pull, and that's always cool to watch. They got the big draft horses all dressed up doing the heavy pull.
The fellow that greeted me and made me pay when I came in, he told me to come tonight for the rodeo. He was very positive about that.
Yeah, so, you're like I said, you're welcome to stay. You just need to leave your camera, right? Because that was the point of contention, right? If you're coming just for the rodeo and you go straight into the rodeo and you sit in the stands, you can bring your camera. All right. So if you want to stick around till 7 and come in and hang out at the rodeo, then you can go and hang out on the rodeo. I'm not going to say you can't do that, all right? But from now till 7, you can't have your camera. Fair?
Fair enough.
All right. I got to go finish doing my job.
You got to go finish dealing with idiots. Have a good one, man.
What's your name? What's your first name?
My name's Ty.
Ty? All right. Well, I'm Josh. Sorry. And relatively nice to meet you, my friend.
It was nice to meet you as well. Once you calm down. Have a good one. May the rest of your weekend be stressless.